Some phone calls are routine, some change your life. And then there are those you should never answer. My name is Ethan Carter, and I work the night shift at a customer service call center. I've handled thousands of calls, most of them forgettable. But one night, I received a call that changed everything. A call from someone who was never supposed to exist. If you think answering a stranger's call is harmless, think again. Because once you answer, you can never escape. The office was dead silent. The clock read 2:37 a.m. Most of the other agents had already logged off or were on their last few calls. I was just counting down the minutes until my shift ended. That's when my phone screen lit up. An incoming call, +666-2700. Something about the number sent a chill through me. It wasn't in our database. I had never seen a number formatted like that before, but I was too tired to think much of it. I sighed and picked up. "Hello, this is Ethan from customer support. How can I assist you?" Silence. Then a whisper. A woman's voice, soft, rasping. "Caller number 27. You came back." I frowned. "Excuse me?" A soft chuckle. "Did you forget me already, Ethan?" I felt a cold sweat forming on my neck. How did she know my name? I quickly pulled up the call logs to check the details. No record. The call wasn't being tracked. That wasn't possible. And then, just as suddenly as it came, the line went dead. My screen flickered. A message popped up. "Caller number 27 has been disconnected." I sat there for a few seconds, staring at my screen. Then I turned to my co-worker, Nick, who was sitting at the desk across from me. "Hey, have you ever gotten a call from a weird number? Like +666-2700? Nick, who had been lazily scrolling through his phone, suddenly looked up. His face lost all color. "You answered it?" he asked, his voice tight. I frowned. "Yeah, what's the big deal?" Nick glanced around as if making sure no one else was listening. Then he leaned in. "That call happens every year. Same date, same time. And whoever answers it..." He hesitated. "What?" I pressed. He swallowed hard. "They don't last long." I scoffed. "You're kidding." Nick shook his head. "Look it up. There have been people who answered it before. They either disappeared or died under weird circumstances." I rolled my eyes. "That's just an office ghost story." Nick didn't laugh. "I had a friend named Daniel. He picked up that call last year." "And?" Nick hesitated. 2 days later, he threw himself off his apartment building. But before he died, he told me that he was caller number 27 now. I thought he was losing his mind. I felt a chill run down my spine. Before I could say anything, my screen flickered again. A new message. "Caller number 27 is still watching you." That night, as I drove home, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. Every time I glanced in my rearview mirror, I thought I saw something. A shadowy figure standing by the streetlights. But every time I turned to look, there was nothing. I reached my apartment, locked the door, and let out a shaky breath. I was just being paranoid. Then my phone buzzed. A voicemail. I hesitated, then played it. It was her. "You remember me now, don't you, Ethan?" Her voice was almost a whisper. "You can't escape. Not anymore." My stomach twisted. The message had no timestamp, no caller ID. It wasn't even listed in my recent calls. The next morning, I was running on 2 hours of sleep, but I couldn't ignore what was happening. I needed answers. I called in sick and spent the day searching online. I found forum posts from former call center employees across the country. Some had also received the call. Some even mentioned the name caller number 27. But the most disturbing thing, none of those people had been active online in years. It was as if they had disappeared. And then I found something that made my blood run cold. A Reddit thread from 7 years ago. Someone had posted about getting the call. The last comment on the thread was just one sentence. If you answered, it's already too late. By the time night fell, I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep. My mind kept replaying the call, the voicemail, the warning. Then, my phone rang. I stared at the screen. +666-2700. I turned the phone off and threw it across the room. A second later, the screen lit up again, even though the phone was powered off. Voicemail. Trembling, I pressed play. It was a different voice this time. A man, sobbing. Please, help me. She won't let me go. I don't want to be 27. I don't want to... Static. And then, her voice. One more, Ethan. Just one more. And you'll be free. My stomach twisted. One more? And then I understood. She didn't want me. She wanted a replacement. Voicemail. Trembling, I pressed play. The next night, Jason, one of my co-workers, texted me, Dude, I think I just got that call you were talking about. Weird number. Some lady whispering. My blood went cold. I called him immediately. Jason, listen to me. Whatever you do, do not answer that call again. He laughed nervously. Come on, man, it's just a prank, right? No, I said firmly. Block the number. Throw your phone away if you have to. Just don't answer it. Jason hesitated. You're actually freaking me out, dude. Before I could respond, I heard a chime from my laptop. A new email. The subject line made my heart stop. Caller number 27 has been reassigned. I clicked it open. One sentence. You're free now. The next day, Jason's body was found near the train tracks. I left my job that same week, changed my number, moved to a new city. But some nights when the wind howls outside my window, I swear I hear my phone buzz. I never check it, because I know what it says. Caller number 27 is still watching. And this time, it's not me.